welcome back to my channel and welcome to the mess that is my reading cart. This right here is my TBR for December, or at least the pile of possibilities, or the shelf of possibilities, as it were. This needs to get cleaned out. These are the books that I read in, well, this shelf is for books that I have finished since the beginning of the month. So, you know, this needs to be emptied of books that I read in October that were here because they needed to be processed. Books I read in October, like these, and books that I read in December, like these. So this just needs to be cleaned up. But we're not going to do that in this video. We're just gonna let those sit there because we have enough books to talk about. So we are here for day 4 of Vlogmas. It's day 4 because we're a day behind, so we're going to catch up, right? I had some challenges with posting my video on Friday, which was day 2. So the day 2 video was late. So because day 2 was late and it wasn't posted until day 3, I said, all right, instead of sending you 2 long videos in one day, I would just keep going a day late. But we need to catch up at some point. So one day there are going to be 2 videos so we can catch up, but it's not going to be today because I think this needs like a whole day to process on its own. So yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about posting the video late, but I made it on time. So in my mind, we're still on track for Vlogmas, but you don't care because I know some of you are here for the jingles. So let's get that out of the way. Because it's the most wonderful time of the day. There'll be book lists we're showing and copies we're holding and games that we'll play. It's the most wonderful time of the day. I should sing this more often because clearly I don't know the words. It's the most wonderful time of the day. There'll be book lists we're showing and copies we're holding and games that we'll play. It's the most wonderful time of the day. I can't sing, obviously. That is not my gift, not my talent, not my strength, not my ability in any way. But I love music. I love to sing. Singing, or what I do, because she really shouldn't be called singing, it makes me feel free. It makes me happy. Singing makes me happy. So I'll sing, you know, as long as I can. And whether or not you are here for it, well, that's another thing. But here we are for the TBRs. Let's elevate this a little bit so you can see what's going on up here. I think you have a slightly better angle of me and the books. Here is today's Vlogmas challenge. So right off the bat, we know I don't get any points because this is my TBR we're going to be going through. So you're going to tell me in the comments down below how many of these books you've read. And I tell you right now, I haven't read any of them. So I don't get any points. Well, maybe I get a point for the ones that I have started. We'll see. So in any case, these books up here are my currently reading. So I'm currently reading The Golden Notebook by Doris Lessing, buddy reading this with Britta. Hi, Britta. And I'm about halfway, or a little past halfway, because the book is 600 and something pages. And I'm at about page 3, I'm at page 350, 51, 52. 353 is where I am because that's where the section ended. I just had my buddy read check-in yesterday. And this is taking a little bit longer than I expected because there are a lot of details in the book. Like the book is sectioned off in different kinds of genres. So there's a section where we're reading the notebook and there's a lot of detail and it kind of moves around in circular time. And so I'll be reading something and I just keep rereading it because I'm thinking, well, I didn't get everything that was just discussed. So should I reread it? But then it means that I don't go forward. So this has taken me a little longer than I expected to read, which is fine. It's fine. Let me know if you've read the Golden Notebook or anything else by Doris Lessing. She's a different kind of writer, but I'm happy that I'm reading that book because, you know, it's on a lot of lists like this one. But also, it's a book that I feel like I'm going to love when I'm done reading it. We'll see. Some of these big books, I like them more when I'm finished because I feel accomplished after having read it. We'll see. I'm also reading Jane and Prudence by Barbara Pym. It is one of my completest goals to read all of Barbara Pym's novels. So I'm buddy reading this with Columbus and Rosalie. And I have a couple of bookmarks in here. There's a bookmark at page 119 because that's the section that I was quoting in our buddy read check-in yesterday. But I'm actually where my other bookmark is. That's not that one either. I'm actually at page 148. No. Somewhere between 119 and 148. I have 3 bookmarks in the book, and none of those are where I'm currently reading. That's terrible. So yeah, reading Barbara Pym's Jane and Prudence. Let me know if you're a Barbara Pym fan, like me and Rosalie and Columbus. Then I'm buddy reading Glory by Violet Bulawayo with Dee Dee and Patrice and Heidi. Dee Dee joined our buddy reading group, and I'm not sure if Doris is going to be checking in on this one. In any case, we just started reading it. I just finished the first section, so page 31 is where I am, and need to read more today to listen to the other lady's message and check in on the next section myself. So this was nominated, I think, shortlisted for the Booker this year, so let me know if you've read that one. I love Violet Bulawayo's We Need New Names. This is a very different kind of story thus far. Still set in Zimbabwe, still a little bit about Zimbabwean culture and politics, but different kind of feel to that novel. So because I have 3 buddy reads going on, I also need a book that I can read on my own pace or not read, as the case might be. So I have Brother Man by Roger Mays. This is a modern classic from Jamaica, and because Roger Mays died in 1955. Would that make this a modern classic? Published about 70 years ago, thereabouts? I'm gonna say so. So this I got out from the library, and I've been wanting to read this book for a long time. Saw this nice copy at the library, brought it home with me, and haven't read it, even though it's short. It's under 200 pages, and I know I won't be able to renew it, so I need to read it. So yeah, those are the books that are currently being read. And then all of these, so maybe I get 4 points because I've started reading those. Then there's another book in here that I'm some ways into, The Wonderful Adventures of Mrs. Seacole in Many Lands, autobiography of Mary Seacole. Started this for Nonfiction November, didn't finish. So do I get a point for that? Probably not. I haven't finished any of these books, so no points for me. But other books, Love Medicine by Louise Erdrich, because Skoden Readathon happened last month, and I picked some books that I wanted to read for Skoden Readathon. Let's take out some of those. So there's Love Medicine by Louise Erdrich. There is Calling for a Blanket Dance by Oscar Hokia, and I think that's it. I think that's it. I did read probably Ruby last month. So I did read something for Native American awareness is what I'm saying. But these 2 are still unread, so let me know if you've read them. Then also in November was Nonfiction November. So I had Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, and I had Olado Equiano, Interesting Narrative, and I had Wild by Cheryl Strayed. All of these were nonfiction books that I was hoping to kind of peruse, along with this book about running, Finding Ultra by Rich Roll. None of those got picked up. None of these got picked up. But I wanted to. I started reading this book when it was a new release, Wild by Cheryl Strayed. I knew it was about a woman hiking, and it was around the time when I was thinking, one day I'll do the Appalachian Through hike. So if you don't know, if you're not a crazy person, I'm joking. The Appalachian Mountains they extend from Georgia, which is in the south of the United States, to Maine, which is in the north of the United States. So just to clarify, I know the Appalachian Mountains are further south than Georgia and further north than Maine because they go into Canada, but my definition was for the trail. The Appalachian Trail goes from the beginning to the end. You could start in Maine and go to Georgia. You could start in Georgia and go to Maine. But it's hundreds of miles of hiking, of walking over mountainous terrain. And back then, I thought, I could do that. just walking, right? So I had gotten this book, and in the first few pages I was like, okay, maybe it's not time for me to read this hiking book. So I never finished the book, and obviously I never even started the hike. One time we went to Virginia and we climbed the mountain, which is a little day hike, and it's part of the Appalachian Trail. And so I feel like I have done a part of the Appalachian Trail, but it's the part where families can go. I'm not a hiker, guys. I love going outdoors. I love adventure, but I'm not hardcore. I'm a scaredy cat, okay? But I want to read Wild by Cheryl Strait because I know she had this wilderness experience that was life-changing, and so I will read that book. You know, last month I read Into the Wilds by Jon Krakauer, and I feel like after reading that book, I don't want to go to a park without a backpack full of sandwiches. So no Appalachian through hike for me anytime soon. Other books that are on my TBR include Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides, Matilda by Roald Dahl, A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess, Dear Life by Alice Munro, or Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng. This is Celeste Ng's new release. I have a 7-day loan out from the library, and I think I picked this up on Wednesday or Thursday, which means I have a couple of days in which I need to read it so I can return it to the library. Middlemarch by George Eliot. I started for Victober. I didn't get very far. I didn't get far enough into the story. My bookmark is at page 29, but I know I passed this. But, you know, I put bookmarks where I need to revisit something, not necessarily where I am in the book, which I know is a terrible habit, because then I think, because see, like this book, okay, so point of reference, the real bookmark is in the notes in the back of the book. That's not what I'm reading. Karen, what is wrong with you? So 2 bookmarks in the book, and none of them show me where I actually am. So I'm gonna have to restart that, which I think I might come back to this month. I actually think I might read this month, because I would like to have a big book on the go. So when I'm finished with the Golden Notebook, I'm thinking this is a book I'm going to pick up. Although I do have another candidate for a big book. I have well, this is also a big book. Portrait of a Lady by Henry James is another big book that I could read. Both of those are for Victober though. And then I have A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mistry, who's a Canadian-Indian author. And I've wanted to read this book for a while, and this is 550 pages. So I'm thinking that this is going to be my big book after I finish with Golden Notebook, but I'm not sure. Then I have A Passage to India by E.M. Forster and Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. This is also a big book, but not quite. It's medium. It's a medium-sized book. This is a big book by other standards. It's a big hardcover that the publisher sent me. Sweet, Soft, and Plenty Rhythm by Laura Worrell. And I'd like to get to that, but I'm not sure when. Little House on the Prairie. This is the 3rd book in the series because I finished Little House in the Big Woods and Farmer Boy last month. So would like to finish this one as my feel-good book, feel-good book for this month. All the books make me feel good, let's just be real. And then I have The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd, and The Takeover by Muriel Spark, another author that I want to read all her works. It's an ongoing challenge. And since I haven't read anything from her all year, I would like to come back and read something from her before the end of the year. So that's my Muriel Spark book. Then this is a bind up of Dostoevsky and Tolstoy's short writing. And I'm not reading the Tolstoy. I'm not planning to read Tolstoy right now. I'm planning to read Notes from Underground by Dostoevsky from this one, even though there's a Tolstoy book, A Confession, in here as well. So would like to get to that because it's on my TBR for the year. And Bel Canto by Anne Patchett, because I have owned this book for years. And it's a book that I want to read, and I just haven't been able to pick it up. So yeah, those are the books that are on my TBR cards. And let's be fair, let's be realistic. I'm not going to read all of these books in December, but it does give me options and possibilities. And yeah, it gives me options and possibilities So we'll see which of them I get to, which of these, I think 28 titles I will actually get to. We say this was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 and 3 make 18, 18 and 20 and 23 and 5 make 28. So yeah, those are 28 possibilities for December. I'm not going to read all of those books. I don't even know if I'd want to if I could, because most of these are big books. Most of these are over 200 pages. Some of them are over 300 pages. A few of them are over 500 pages. Reading all of these books means that I'll be missing out on all the other things that Christmas has to offer. So I'm not trying to read all of them, but I'd like to read some of them. And I guess we'll just have to see which of these we'll get to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Would love to chat with you in the comments down below. Let me know what your score is out of 28, how many you've read. And until we come back for another video, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, until then, happy reading. Bye.